like a puff of smoke, like a puff of smoke, as she said to me, "My dear, don't you worry. When I go down for the count, 6 feet down, 2 feet up," she says, "I'm going to be burned in them incinerators." She says, "They can throw my ashes anywhere." Four eyes. Can you see into my eyes? You see into my eyes? I can see into the camera. I can see myself in the eyes. Here I am. There's my hand. Look. How many hands do I have? How many hands do I have? Look at the hand. Now look into my glasses. Right? Look. Look. There's two of me. I've got two eyes and two eyes, and I've got two eyes in each eye. I got three here, and three here is six. Even when I hold my hand to this side in the single life, I still have, look, look, but look inside the glasses. What we find is true, because if you see it and I see it, it is true. What can we use it with? Some scientist over the world right now, and whoever just watched this video, today is the 21st day of August, 777, in the 8th month. 2 and 1 is 3. Number of the church, AC Green. Before he made a move, he was 38 years old and still a virgin. Virgin, V1, he was 6. He was an angel resident, okay, through the gateway, and he made jinn, 4 and 3. He had his own diameter to his own circumference. He kept it till he reached the sky, because he's been throwing hoops all his life. He's been putting the valve, the air, the valve, the air into the ball. He took the ball, the skin, he took that foreskin of the basketball, they blew it up, and they threw it into a hoop from outside the arc-en-ciel, which means the rainbow in the sky, or arc, rack them up and pull, 15, the seventh gate, 7 high, 7 low, or just about, don't call it high, call it a stripe, because there is no ball higher than 6 and 8 in pool. Is that not correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is a rusty ball. It's a Russian. It's a redhead. Rust is because it's copper. Copper is a good conductor. We have it all over our house. It's very flexible. You take out the manette at 8 to stop, and you replug together a new wire to continue it. We do not leave in dust in the wind, ashes to ashes, which is H in French. H, right? H, with the line going here, saying a brick here and a brick here. H, keeping this side of the brick and this side of the brick apart, with 2 bricks in between. I am H, above and below, and there's a brick beside my head. Boom. I am up in smoke, my friends. When they incinerate you, okay, and take the liquid, right? When they make alcohol, right? You ever see them in MASH making alcohol, the way they boil it, distill it, and the steam rises? Well, when they burn, the minute that alcohol goes out, the minute your steam rises, you left through the chimney, just like Santa Claus. That's why he kept putting your sock over there. He says, "Give me more soul. Hang me up by the chimney. Haven't you figured it out? Socks by the chimney. Soul goes up the hole where Santa comes down to bring the gift. He brings you the gift into the fireplace. You brought that tree from the outside through the front door. You put it back into the fireplace and up in smoke. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. What do you do with the ashes after? It's your bones. Hey, man, look. The spirit lets me think. I'm moving my hands. Wow. Wow. Look, the way I want. Tell me where to move my hand. Up, down, crisscross. I'm even telling you what I'm going to do in advance, and you understand me. Boy, we must be a smart species. I don't know. Last I looked, the ants go marching one by one, and they're all doing the same help. Helping whatever it is, the association of the ant formation. Everything has a cell formation. When Einstein said relative, it's relative to a single organism. How does a single organism work? I don't know. But when I go to bed, I take my head. Spirit. Spirit is 91. 1 and 9 is from A to I, in which the middle is 5. 1 and 4 is 5. 2 and 3 is 5. 6 Minus 1 is 5. This is the greatest. Is anything else 5? Yes. 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 plus 5 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 6, 11. Plus 3, 365 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 3, 2, 9 equals to 5. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 9 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. These are all the relationships and how I can get to 5, right? We swing. So like I said, yes, that's what this video is actually all about. It's all about Santa Claus coming down the chimney on a one-horse open sleigh, like one-horse open sleigh. Says, yeah, when you go to the bathroom, you got one horse, right? You're splitting it. You got 2 skis, 1 horse, 2 skis, 2 sides to the horse, a hoof, counting for 1 of 5 because a leg counts for 5, right? You can count it for 10, right? But ants actually may have 8 legs, but how many toes do they have? This is only a one-dimensional design right now. I am going to have to darken that light. I've been bumping into a lot of stuff lately. Wow, there you go. By the way, I am looking for not help, but if I had someone like over here to do some of the camera, come up with some new ideas. Well, we know it's very interesting as it is, but more ways to show off the reality and what numbers can do, because they just do, and how we can take the number world and bring it into words, okay, in simplicity. And the simplicity of a word is like the word 0. Roe is like a salmon roe. So we think about what the salmon roe, the one cell of the roe is an egg. An egg is 577, which is the energy of George. George is the gold. What is the gold? Is a pliable energy. It's a moving energy. It can be pliable, and it's delivered under the oceans of the emotions of the devotion of one. Water. None of the water ever says to each other, that's my place. Water goes where water goes. What is the size of a droplet? Does water just fall small? At what temperature does the water shape take? Now, I didn't look into any of this, but I'm quite sure it all means something, because I've dripped water a little bit, and well, you know what I'm talking about, right? So we're just going to so you see the shape we have over here? Right? I don't know what it does yet. And like I said, if I had someone who was doing Photoshop stuff or Movie Maker, however, what do you call that? Photoshop. So not Photoshop to just to make my designs and move things over so I don't have to take out a pencil and do it 10,000 times. Mind you, it is nice to save everything, but I guess I can print it too unless I'm doing a full design. It's nice to choose one of the designs and redo it, right? So at the same time, what I want to say is, with this one here, you see the 3 is that way, right? We all know that the minute we get to 30, what is it about 30 creation? Well, the cycle of 30 creation to the 7th gate of 313. See, it has to be 313, because once it passes over Wednesday, you're already in the next world. You're in the reflective world. 3 balls, right? You don't have to be side by side anymore. Now you're 3 balls, 120 degrees each, 60-60. To the middle of 2 sides of the ball, right? Although the ball will be a circle, it's each ball, right? 360, 360, 360, 360, 360, right? 3 balls. But you're going at its greatest diameter, and there's an empty space in between all the balls where torus meets. When you put 3 balls together, torus meets. It creates torus. It creates torus right over here. So when you put the 15 balls together in pool, you get a torus here, you get a torus here, you get 2 toruses, and then you put a ball here that'll make a torus here. No, this is the only torus here, and then you put a ball over here, and then you put a ball here, 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 and here. So between, I'm going to have to draw this, right? We're going to have to draw this. You see, I show you the art, okay? And that's the situation. Now, what we do with the situation, what we need the situation for, well, I'm quite sure somebody's going to need something for the situation. See, this one has to go over here, and then this one goes over here, right? This, I'm just fooling around. I'm fooling around, okay, but I'm going to continue. I have to fix this. One, two, two, three, 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 four, 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 five, 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 five. This here, 25, 125, 625. This is the end of the beginning. This equals to the answer. Right over here, this is where the answer goes. This is the extension of the answer. So the extension of the answer is 625. But multiply it by 5, it's going to be 3125. Creation of 1/4, a 512 memory. 3 times 125, okay, equals to a total of 375. 375 is the movement. Multiply it by 60, it'll equal to the hour. In which I want to show you something about the hour right now. If you tell me 60, okay, I will tell you. If you tell me 70, okay, if you tell me 70, and I'm going to start with 1, I'm not going to start with 0. I must start with 1. Just like the ruler. The ruler starts with 1 and it ends at 12 inches, okay? We're just going to use 12 inches. So what happens to the ruler? Where does it end? It ends at 2. It begins at A and it ends at B. When it begins again, it'll be at 13. B, 2 plus 1 equals 3. A does not start until it reaches B because the first movement has to come to B, or it's only A plus, A and a quarter, A and a half. The minute you become A and 3/4, you become B minus a quarter, B52. Earth, B52, the center heart, B52. I'll explain this in the center, encompassing 3 and 4, 7, 5 and 2, 7. No 1 and 6 in this area. It'll be the half-life, 3. And then the 3 replica over here. That'll cause this 1 inside 3, inside 5. And then the half-lives will be 4, 4, 4, 4. 16 in the center is 5, 5, 5, 125, 1.25. Your square block. The square block will be cut out this way. I'm not quite sure yet. 3125 is 56 or 606. 7 and 4. This 7 and 4 is the gateway, Jesus Christ. 5, 14, 23, 32. 7, 4 is the cycle. Remember, 7 months and 4 months. 7 31 days, 4 30 days. But it's 7 times 4 is 28 plus 2. 4 times 2 is 8. And it's 7 times 4, 28 plus 3. 7 times 3, 21. 21 and 8, 29. That is the birth. We come down over here. We get 12, we get 13. We automatically get this. And over here we get AC, like an AC green, which gives us the go. And it becomes D. CD runs over here. CD 3 and 4, B 25. We run the ruler. This becomes the queen and the king. You see, we start with the king, right? The king is the ace spirit. We end with the queen on the ruler. We begin the second world ruler, okay? for the 2 feet. You see, if you're 2 feet, that's not good enough. You need to be halfway. Okay, you have to be 15 feet. That is the egg, 15 and 13. What is this all about? Well, it's all about 20. The 20-yard line gives you your body, right? The 50-yard line gives you 150 feet. Okay, the 50 yards, 150 feet. 50 yards times 3, 150 feet. F150. The 1 is over here, the 5 is over here, and the circle is all around it, F150. But that's in NFL. But in CFL, you get 55 yards, right? So if it's 150 for 50 yards, 50 yards, 150, and this, right? This 150 feet, 50 yards, and you have to start, obviously, you know what the thing, but if you had to get 50 yards, that'd be 5 times 4 first downs, equals to a total of 20 shots to get the 50 yards. That's an average of times 2.5. 2.5 yards per play, and you end up at the 50-yard line, plus the nose of the ball. You ended up at the end of it, you'd end up in the end zone. You don't have to do this twice. So that's your 50. 150. Now, if you play CFL, this is NFL. NFL, it's zip, okay, and CFL is more like let's connect only the ends, okay? CFL, I connect only the ends. That's the letter, because I only want to take the ends of the letter, the extension of the end. CFL, right, is another 5 yards, right? 5 times 3 equals to 15. 15, 15. 15 times 15 is 225, 225. Venus, Earth, 225. 20 plus 25, 225. 20 times 25 equals to 50. You need how many first downs? You need and a half. You need 5 first downs plus 15 feet, 5 yards. You need an extra 5 yards. Why do we need the extra 5 yards? And over here we do not. Because maybe they used up the center and they made the center closer to the end. We don't need that 5 yards. That's why 5, okay, which is in the center. I shouldn't have wrote it close to here. 5, which is in the center, the space that it's used up over here has been filled in inside the CFL because 50 equals 6. It's actually 56, okay, and 55. Now, what is this? 111, 35, 37, 39. This is the center of that board over there. That board, okay, the center is where all the dice cubes are. 16, 19, 17, and 20. 18 and 21, Nibiru, 7th inning stretch. 15, 5 yards each. That's what we're talking about. 15 feet. And over here, we're talking about 150 becomes 165 feet. 165, the spirit. 165, the spirit inside of father. Why father reverse? Because 1, okay, is the opposite of 6. 2 is the opposite of 5. You see, draw that line from here to here. Go like this, like this, like this, and draw this line up to here. Draw this line, okay? See that line, this diamond line? It's going to be, let me see, this is 1 over to 5 and over to 6, and then that's 165. And then if I wanted to straighten it, I can take it like this and do it like that. And then take that and put it over here. I would have to include the 2 inside of it. 165. I include the 2 because the 2 is in the center, right? And there's 2 2s inside this one. There's 4 2s inside this one. There's 4 2s inside this one. There's 1 2 inside this one. This is a halfway. It's not the same. There's 2 2s inside this one, and there's 2 2s inside this one. But this one has an east-west 2. Remember the number 8. You see the number 8? There's this kind of 8, and then there's this kind of 8. Okay, so what we're going to show is we're going to show this. In this kind of 8, I'm running the addition, okay? But in this kind of 8, I'm not, because my numbers are this way. They're slanted, right? This is showing me high-low. My camera has to show you diagonal. I have to be in the diagonal. It's the 3 worlds. Circumference, diagonal. Diagonal becomes the multiplier. Circumference becomes the addition. Why is it not this way? Well, it is. This is your total cube over here. This is your total cube over here. It's also maybe like a key. You know what I'm saying? That combination key, but and then this one over here. Why I say that is because everybody knows that in order for this to turn around straight, right, we have to use the center of it, right? But this is showing me diameter, right? It's showing me diameter. Diameter is the greatest distance. Well, the greatest distance would show a diamond this way, and it would show the greatest distance from here to here is the greatest distance from here to here, and that's in the middle. So that's the greatest distance. But if you do this, this is further away from this, and this is closer to me. That doesn't show it. It's got to be both as far away from me, and that's the diameter. The diameter is on the cross here and here. Diameter on the cross here. Here is square. Diameter is this one. I must move the camera this way. It's an obligation. Just as I was designing these little things over here. Now what has to happen is I can start the design off as so, right next to each other. Now the question is, where do you put the next one? If I put it here, it's on this side. If I put it here, it's on that side. Okay, if I put it here, it's on that side. Irregardless, it's going to do this. It's going to make a dog. This is one of the pieces in Tetris. They must have gave this piece a number in Tetris. If they gave this a piece of number in Tetris, that number will lead us to our next clue. And is it that crazy? Is it just like that? Yeah. If I see a number on this pen, I look at the pen, I read about what they say about the pen, right away I can classify this pen because of its number and color. And I'll base the pens all off each other to start with. The house of the pencil. Here's the pencil, all the same color, all the same. I'll take all their own numbers in their own respective house. Once I learn about these numbers in their own respective house against each other, like let's say red is number 27 and yellow is number 92. 2 and 7 is 9 and 92 is 11. Boom, bang, 9/11. So I know their own perspective in color right now. Okay? They're wooden pencils. They come from Germany. So all these things will definitely tell me because Einstein said it's got to be relevant, and the theory is all about the atom, right? Adam and Eve, before you left, before you had to leave, the emotion of the ocean is inside of us. Control of that ocean, and I know it's right here. I know it's here. I know it's here. I know it's there. How can you remove that? I say drink. I say any kind of some kind of drug. I'm not quite sure, but I mean legal stuff. Isn't that pretty cool, man? What happened? That must be photo chopping or something. I didn't look back there. You look back there. I'm looking back there, and it doesn't look as nice when I look at it on the camera. It looks wow. That's like wow. It's like wow. I wonder what my other room looks like. Can't really see in that room, eh? But the sun's out today. Sun's out today. We figure, you know what? If we're gonna tell a story, if we're gonna talk about something, right? We may as well like play the whole role, eh? Like I don't want to just, you know. Are you ready? Are you kidding me? Ready? What's that ready about? You got to play the role. There's this gentleman that's now doing some advertising saying, man, if you don't play the role about getting out with the snakes and jumping into the ocean with the sharks and going down to Africa, well, if you don't play the role of the fool, if you don't make a little bit of clearance of that white, or if you don't put something onto the floor with things you lived in your life, we're going to take this to another level. I was going to talk about the ruler, which ends on 12 and begins on 1.
But 1 is now 13, becomes 113. Add up 1 to 13, it says spirit. I never thought of that before. If it ends on 12, begins on 1, then automatically this 1 would be the reverse of the ruler. 12, 1 go together. 1, 2, 1, 11, 11, 121. So it's, anyways, we have this here. I mean, it's just it's a shape, right? Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Oh, that's crazy stuff, eh? Down a line, eh? It's like out of one little design, right? One little design, and you just see one little diamond shape, right? And then you try to understand, what did I just draw? Well, I just drew the angle of 1562, 6 and 8. 6 and 2 on my dice. What do you think the other side's going to say of this? The other side is 6 is 1. The answer is going to be 6. 6 under 6 is 1. 2 under 1 will be 5. 5 and 1 is 6. It's automatic. It's on the calculator. Let's do something real small. I want to do it again anyways. I want to do time. I want to do time. 1 110 is 70 seconds. You have to start on 70 seconds, right? Because it's 60 plus 1 plus 10 is 70. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, let's start on, where are we going to start? Where are we going to start? No, we're going to end this. It's 26 minutes. We're going to end this. We're going to begin in the next video. But before we go, we have some of these coloring things here. We're going to have to color in that picture and see what we designed. So that was that diamond shape. If you really want to know where the diamond shape comes from, right? This is the sign of Brazil, is it not? Or Africa. See this? Can you see over here? Let me show you. See that right there? There's one there and there's one here. Here and here. That number is 10 and 11. Okay? It's 10, 11, 8, 13. Avenue of Mary Jane. The next one is 26 and 29, 55 Electric Company, the center of the golden seal on the CFL creation. It comes over here between 28 and 29 equals 57, General Electric, the moon, running of the moon. And down in the corner, 28 becomes 31, getting the AC energy running off the moon. See the way they're entrapped with circle, 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 circle? That's 60. Each one will be 60. 1, 2, 3. You got to connect them together. They're all connected together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 by 12. Left and right. High and low. What is left and right? 1, 4, 7. Well, here. Left and right. 1, 4, 7 left. 3, 6, 9 right. But if I hold it up against me like this, right? 7, 4, 1 is left. 9, 6, 3 is right. That's the way it looks. So, is that the way it looks? Yeah, that's the way it looks. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. And I need to get this out. I need to exalt myself. Like I began at the beginning of this video, remember, up the chimney we went. We are only the mist. We are only the water. We are the electric. We are the electric light orchestra, my friends. Orchestra. Make us beat. We are alive. We are not the sand and the bones. That's control. We control the sand and the bones. We put it together. The egg and the sperm. The air valve. The basketball. You inflate it. The stomach isn't round. It's round on the outside, but it's straight up against the backbone on the inside, inside some sort of baby bubble. It's like a body bag before you come down. Yes, I wanted to finish that design. I wanted to finish that design. So how would they actually do it in color? How would they actually do it? Would they do it that way? And would they do it this way? And would they put a little green in it? What about if they did it that way? And that's that diamond turned into a cube, because everything is about angles. Everything is big time angles. What would happen to this if I did that? Does that look like it goes down a little bit more? Better not the green than have the blue maybe? Well, whatever it is, it's all about angles. It's all about angles. You see this over here? This angle over here? Well, it's the same thing over here. You bring down the 7 into the 5 over to the 6. This is the top part, and this is the bottom part. Take the angle, and then you go here, boom to here, over to here. Or you start from this one to here, or this one to here. It's the same thing. Down to here, over to here, down to here. Can you go over to here? Yeah. The next number is 6 again. 4, 5, 6. Then you can go 6, 5, 4, 4, 5, 6. Anyways, where are we with this? We spoke about this, and we didn't finish with the torus yet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times torus. Raphael, 72, 86 in a constellation of Pegasus.